Good morning and sliding into afternoon. It's Judy Allen, aka Nana, here in San Antonio, here at the Adventurous Stampin, bringing you 12 days of Christmas, and we are on day 9. It's all about gift making and giving. So today we're creating a gift bag. It can be used for the holiday season right now that we're creating, or you can use other paper and do it any time of the year. So that, let's go down the hands and get started, all right? Okay, so these are the bags I've already created. So naturally, what we're going to create is going to be a different design, but you'll see that they're all the same, and you will have to decide which one you like best and share that with us. All right, so you can be entered into a drawing at the end of the 12 days. Boop, boop. And you're going to get some of these gifts. So that's what we're doing. We're making gifts that we're going to give to you. So be sure to let us know which is your favorite, because that is more than likely what you will be getting. All right, so we're going to take 2 sheets of cardstock, and we're actually going to score it across the short side here, 8.5 by 11. And that might seem a little odd, and I can tell you it does seem odd because I've made the mistake twice since I have been making bags this holiday season. And literally we're just going to come down here. That was the cutting, dark brown here. This lighter one here is the scoring tool, and I want to score it a couple of times because I want to be able to feel and see the score line, which I can see it, which means I'll be able to feel it. And then we're going to slide this down to the 6-inch mark here, and we're going to score this line as well too. And that's all you have to do at this time with this paper on this side. I'm going to go ahead and score the other one. We are going to score the bottoms, but right now I just want to get the sides done first, all right? So we can get the bag, so you can see how it's going to come to shape up, and it's less likely to make an error that I have done, like I said, twice already this holiday season in the short time that it's begun. Let's make sure I can see this and feel this. I can, all right? So just make sure you can see it and feel the score line, because if you can't, when you go to put this together, it's just harder to see and do it, okay? So I'm on the 6-inch mark, and I'm done there. All right, let me go ahead and fold in the score line so that you can see it. See how much easier that folds? Got a nice score line there. And then maybe you can see it here as well. You'll see a slight indent maybe from your side or the back side. Anyway, you should see a slight indent on the paper here. I don't know if the camera can really pick it up, but anyway, you'll be able to on the back side too. You'll see it it's raised up. All right, and all we're doing is folding this. Okay, and you can see that we're starting to get the shape of a box. All right, doesn't look whole yet. That's okay. We got to get the other part of it done too. Same thing here. We're going to go on our score lines that we just scored. I'm going to fold over on it, get them creased down good, because that's the important thing, because you are making your gift bag. These are the sides of your gift bag. All right, so here is the other side, okay? So the way that this will work is, I always have to work this through my mind, as I just sort of put it together so I can see. So you can see that we have a bag developing here. Turn it sideways so you can get a better view. So you can see we've got the bag developing here. The only thing we're lacking here is the bottom. All right, so what we're going to do is, if you notice, I put this down right here. I'm going to score this one at 2.5 inches on the bottom. All right, and I'll have to come this way. It doesn't matter which way you do it, because 2.5 inches is 2.5 inches. But it will matter when I go to score the next side of the back, okay? These are really very easy to make. I mean, when you sit down and you're making them, it's like you start to get to the point that you can crank them out. All right, so here's this one here, and here's my side, okay? And I'm just showing you this at the moment so you can get the picture. All right? Now, so I know that when I go to put these bags together, I'm gonna have to connect them. So that means this one down here at the bottom here this bottom has to have the 2.5 inch score line. So that's important, because otherwise you'll end up with a score line at the top with no purpose and a score line at the bottom with a purpose. All right, so I've got it at my 2.5 inch mark, and I'm going to score it. Okay, now from here we may differ on how we do this, and that's almost probably on a preference. Okay, so for me at this point, I truly like to go ahead and get my bag put together, and then I'll go and fix the bottom. And for me, it's just easier. It may not be easier for you, but it is for me. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to actually, for this, I'm actually going to use my tear tape here. And the reason I'm using this is because it lets me control it more. From my personal perspective, I could use my roller tape, but this one here just allows me to put it right here on the line. As I got my own shadow here. And I'm just going to come on here and I'm just going to put it along the line. Am I going to do it down at the bottom too? I am, and I'll show you why. Because when I get through with all this is going to be connected, right? I'll have to make some adjustments. I'm going to show you how to make the tab at the bottom. But for the moment, this is what I'm going to do. And if I mess it up, then it's going to be an opportunity for creativity, and I get to do it again. All right, so if you're concerned, you just stand the box back, you stand your bag, get back up, and see, you can remind yourself of where it's going to be. All right, so I'm going to sit up there and do this side. And you know, the nice thing about videos too is that you can pause them anytime you want, which I really like that. So feel free, if you think I've gone too fast or anything, just feel free to pause it and look at it at your own pace. That's the main thing. Okay, so now we're going to connect the two sides. So I just go ahead and I get it peeled up here first, because I wanted to make sure I get my corners lined up at the top. The top is the important part, because keep in mind, when people get your gift bag, that's the first part they're going to see is the top of your bag. So I really don't want anything crooked or wonky or anything like that. So that's why I start first with the top. And as you can see, I've got a line here that I've created, and I have the line here. So all I do is I come up here and I line them up like this. And there we go. And then I've got my crease already there. So basically, you can see this is how we're going to, and the other reason why I like this too, there are other bags and designs out there, and what they do is they might not match end to end, and I'll show you what I mean. In a minute, I'll show you what I did with one of my other bags, and I wasn't quite happy with it. I'm one of those people that like I like my seams to come in the corners. And I'll show you, like I said, in a minute. Okay. So now that you can see, and I just make sure I've got that really good, and I can come run my hand back in here again. So you can see we got the seam of the box. Not the box. It could be a box, but it's not. It's going to be bag. But looky here. See how the seam ends right here on this corner? If I showed you, let me see, which bag is it? This bag here that I created, the seam is right here down the middle. See, on both sides? And I didn't like that. Maybe you prefer that, which is fine, and you would just have to make adjustments on where you actually scored your lines. I like my bag to finish on the end. It's just a personal preference, all right? There's not a right or wrong. It's just what I prefer. And that's what I'm going to do on this one here. I'm going to come down and get this tape off here, and we're going to get this one connected, and I'll show you how we're going to do the bottom. And then we're on the, well, we have to first, you know what? Just a second. First, before we even go there, let's come back a second. Let me see how that's going to be fun. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I need to put my artwork on here, because you know what? It's more difficult once you got it. So go ahead and get your stuff on here. So I am going to actually use this paper here. This is from the Whims. This is actually from the Penguin collection here. This paper that was with a set. And this is no more than a 5 1/4 by 8 1/4, and I'm just going to use my adhesive to put it on. I know there's beautiful paper right there that could just as easily be on the front, but that's not what I chose to do today. It could be a tomorrow thing, but it's not a today thing. And so anyway, we're not going to be doing another bag in the 12 days of Christmas. We'll be doing more bags in the future, but not for the 12 days of Christmas. So we're just trying to get a sample right here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this down. And it doesn't matter, because your side seam is going to be in the corner on both sides. So you just pick which side, and that becomes the front of your bag. All right. Then I'm going to turn around, and I have this here. This is a 4 3/4 That's 7 3/4, but that's not 7 3/4. This is a this is actually a 3 by 5 1/4. This one is. So the other bags I didn't do what I'm doing now. So you can see that each of the bags are a little different. And I'm just going to put this on the bottom here. And then what I have done is this same, as you saw the animals on the other one, I actually fussy cut these out because they don't have a punch or anything for them, so I had to fussy cut them. So I'm actually going to put the polar bear down here, and the reason is because he is so light colored that he blends in with the top part of the bag here, and he really pops out really nice here on the stripes. And I could use dimensionals if I wanted to. I don't know that I've used dimensionals on any of the bags I've made. I think I've just sort of kept them all flat. Alright, and then from here I have cut out a cute little fox. I've cut out a cute little penguin. And I could easily cross them over. I think the penguin I'm going to cross over, and the fox I'm just going to put there. Fox makes me think of, that's what I should be doing, working on hibernating, but it's hard to do that when you're in 70-degree weather, even though it's in December, right? Okay, we'll get the penguin on here, and then we can sort of decide if I want to put these little, I actually cut out these little trees as well too. I wasn't sure if I would have wanted to add them or not. That's choices that I have. And they are cute. I mean, let's see, I could easily add one there. I could easily add one over here. Yeah, I could do one on each end. We usually try to do odd numbers, just so one thing doesn't stick out more than the other. I may put that right there, and I might put one over here about the fox. Let's see if I can get a third one in here somewhere. I really wanted one down here by the bear. All right, we'll just do it. Okay, we'll just do it. If I want to do something else, guess what? And go create another bag. For goodness sakes. You know, this isn't supposed to be rocket science. This isn't anything you're getting graded on. This is a beautiful gift that you're making for somebody that is going to be so happy that you spent the time and thought of them and gave them something that you actually made, took the time to make with your own two little hands, because everybody knows time is of the essence. There's only so much time in a day, and when you give your time to do something for somebody else to make their day, there is so much joy for yourself in that, and them too. All right. Okay, that's where we're going to stop right there. Now we're going to put the other sides together, because the top part I can finish. We're going to go old school, and I'll show you old school. If you don't remember old school, I'll show you old school. Nothing wrong with old school. Electricity goes off, you have to go old school. Lack of toilet paper at the store for whatever reason. Oh, you know what? I did that on the wrong side. I did do that on the wrong side. Alright, well guess what? We're going to have to deal with it. So I didn't want my side, I didn't want the tag here showing. And it's going to show anyway because I did it on the wrong side. I put my tape on the wrong side. Alright, note to self and to yourself to watch for that. Because that was exactly what I was trying not to do, was have a seam on the outside of my bag that I keep on calling it box. Which tomorrow we are going to show you how to make a box that will match your bag. So, the beauty of all the stuff that we're doing for you is you can not only make a bag, but you can make a bag that matches a box, that matches a card. And you can just have a whole nice gift package where everything matches or coordinates together. Alright, so even though I didn't want my seam on the outside, I have it anyway. Alright. Well, the person that gets this, I know, will love it, and they still love me, so that's what counts and matters. And I know I made it for them. Alright. So I'm just make sure I got it. Okay, now what we're going to do is we've got to create flaps to go inside. So all that we're going to do so that we can have the bottom of our box. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to cut this on the edges here. And also, okay, it's been coated with tape or something, I don't know. Wow. So maybe put something sticky with that. Alright. because they're very stiff and they shouldn't be stiff. All right, and we're gonna go to the edge here, and I'm gonna see what somebody did there. And we're gonna come back into this edge too. These are really sharp and very cutting bit, but it almost feels like somebody's gotten glue or something on them because they're stiff and they even feel sticky. So I'm not sure what was cut with these that caused that, but I do have a couple of peeps that I will be asking what they did. All right, so all we're gonna do is just tuck this in, and I'm gonna tuck this in over here. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to put some adhesive. I did put adhesive here and here, down here to keep it down. And I'm gonna do the same thing on both sides, all right? So all I'm gonna do on these flaps is I'm gonna put adhesive here. The bottom's gonna cover it. And this is just to stick it down so you know, you've got your nice solid bottom box. Now, if you felt that you were gonna put something heavy in here that you thought might be a little heavy and you wanted a little bit more support, then all you gotta do is take a little bit of cardboard. I know there's quite a few things. I know, for example, when you get the paper, it has in there a 12 by 12 lightweight cardboard in there that you can take out and easily cut for a bottom down here. You could also, Paper Pumpkin has a lightweight cardboard type material in its box, and that's another place to so that you could easily take it out and cut it most probably in half, and it most probably fit perfectly in here at the bottom. If you just wanted to give the bottom a little bit more support because you thought you were going to put something heavy in here and you were concerned about it, but otherwise you use this tape and all. It's designed for 3D projects and it's designed to hold. Granted, I'm not going to put 50 pounds in this bag, but I wouldn't put 50 pounds in any bag. So, I mean, that's the thing you have to keep about it. You wouldn't do that anyway, right? Okay, so I'm just going to fold these up, and I'm going to fold these under. And it doesn't matter which, because the bottom line is they're going to close and flap. So, I'm going to go ahead right now while I can. I'm going to go ahead and put some tape also down here on this box to hold this down. And sometimes I just see if I like one flap better than the other. I think I might like the looks of the other one. So just take a look, because once you sit there and let that adhesive go and you stick it down, it's down, okay? All right, so I'm gonna use this one. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the other two flaps. I'm just gonna come and put my paper down, or my tape, tear tape. And I just do this just to secure everything. I just feel like it gives all the reinforcement, so you figure I am actually reinforced. The other side, the flaps that I'm going to put down, that I'm reinforcing this down here. Let's see if I can tear it. It does stick to you, but you know, if you're trying to tear it, I'm just trying to tear it with my hands instead of anything else. And same thing here, put a little bit down here too. Okay, so this project is taking a little bit more than yesterday's or the days before, but that's again because we're making a bag, a very beautiful bag, and we're just going to make sure everything's nice and secure. Okay, that's all we're trying to do, is to make sure everything's nice and secure. So we have to take a little bit more time, but it's very beautiful. You might can do it faster for sure if you don't mess up. You do it right the first time. But you know what, once you start making these and you've made several of them, it becomes easier and easier. It's always the first one that is, and in this particular case, it's me getting the tape off. Go figure. That's okay. For whatever reason, I'm just having I get my nail under there. We got to make sure the tape is sticking there. I want to make sure I just get the paper and that this is nice and secure. Okay, so I got that there. And then I'm just going to get these others off, because again, we're just getting the two bottoms, and then I'll get those two flaps down in a minute, okay? You might find a better way or an easier way. Please share. By all means, I don't always have the right answers. I do it the way I thought was easiest at the time. But I'm always looking for easier ways of doing things. And I just make sure everything's nice and tucked. Okay? Alright, so we'll come to the inside here, and I'm just going to reach in and take that paper off is all I'm going to do. Okay? So that's all you got to do. And you're just going to take it off, tear it and take it off. And I'm not going to do that at the moment. But you're just going to take that off, stick it down, because I want to try to get this project for you under 30 minutes for sure. Alright, so let me go ahead and do the old school for you, because this is going to be the ribbon. And I'm just going to punch a hole in this side over here. Old school. Just get a punch out, that's all you need. And then I'm going to come over here and eyeball it about the same distance and everything else. Alright, okay. And then I'm going to come and do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to eyeball it. I'm not going to use a measuring tape, and I'm just going to eyeball it. I don't think whoever I give this gift to is going to get out the measuring tape unless they want to duplicate what I've made. Otherwise, they're just going to get into their gift. Alright, and then I'm just going to cut some ribbon. Zoe showed me this the other day. Previously, I didn't do it the way she did it. But see, that's what I mean. You learn from other people, and I like and enjoy that. So I'm just going to cut about, I think how much I did do the other day. I had Zoe with me, so I mean, it's like, alright, that's 10 inches of ribbon. So I'm going to at least go with 15 inches of ribbon, and I'll show you why. Alright, we're going to go 15 inches of ribbon, and I need 2 of them. Okay? And I'm going to cut it diagonally, hopefully. Alright, so I'm going to get 2 of these, and you can measure it out again if you want to, or you can just do it like this, and there you go. Alright, that way you don't have to do it all out again. Alright, just this aside. So all I'm going to do is just stick this through here, the 2 holes I created, and I'm going to take this one here. Now I would just tie a knot on each end of these and put a piece of paper there to stop it from coming through, but I like this. This was pretty cool when she did this the other day. And all I did is I just made a typical square knot. I went left over right, then I would turn around and went right over left. I've got your basic, I have used the basic square knot, so many things in life. Alright, looky here. It almost looks like a bow itself. And you know what, I can go back and trim off those edges, but look, I have a beautiful little handle. Okay, so all I'm going to do is do the same thing on the other side, then I can come and trim this. I can move it around any way I want. If I wanted to carry the handle like this, have the bows at top, so when I get through doing that, that's going to look like a bow. I have choices, alright? So that's the beauty of it. I always like choices. So I can do it this way, or I can do it that way. And all you can do to finish this off is do the other side and finish the flaps. And then we are done, and you've created a very beautiful gift bag. This one happens to be holiday themed, but you know what? You can do it any time of the year. Any day, actually. I've never seen anybody really upset about being surprised with a gift meant especially for them. Very nice, lovely gift. I'll do that again. Alright, left over right. Showing you how to do that again. This is very silky light ribbon, and right over left. Okay, and there we go. I have it right there. And I got my square knot. There we go. Ta! Alright, so there you go. That is the end of day 9, where we've made our bag. And here are the previous bags we've made as well. Just so you can see, they're all just a little bit different. I'm going to stack them up there for you. Just a little bit different. But they're all the same in the aspect of the way they're made. Okay? So with that, I want to thank you for joining in today and watching today. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, because we're going to be here for the next 12 days for sure. We're usually out there anyway, but for sure 12 straight days at noontime you'll be seeing us. And be sure to share and like and follow. All right? So have a blessed day, and see you tomorrow where we go to day 10. Bye.